Hello my friends, welcome to Day on Opinion, and today I'm gonna show you how to paint this little painting of the lavender fields. It's the Lavender Valley in Oregon with a Mount Hood in the background. For this you will need a small 8 by 8 inch, which is 20 by 20 centimeters large canvas, oil paints that I will show you the colors of later, medium. I also will use these two palette knives and brushes. This is my first tutorial, so I'm sorry if I'm not very precise, if I make mistakes. Sometimes my phone memory was full, so it stopped in the middle of the process, so I will skip some little parts of the video, but you can catch up very easily with. So let's try.
You will need white, yellows, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, brown, light blue and green, and the medium. Put some purple paint into the medium to make it liquid and start to sketch your painting. First the horizon, then the Mount Hood, and some trees that cover the Mount Hood. We will make them dark blue, like a forest in the background. And then we will also put this line. It will be a yellow field where the little house stands. Now we will start to paint our lavender fields, and they all go into kind of one point of the canvas. It's a linear perspective. It won't be very precise. I want to make it a little bit abstract, so the painting will not be super realistic. It will be more artistic and it will have some abstract details in it. So I start to like show the lavender. These are the lines of each row. And in the middle of the painting there will be also the lavender paths, like they call it also lavender ales, and they will be kind of orange yellowish. I won't be very precise in this painting because it's made for beginners, but what I wanted to show you is that the middle rows are always the largest ones, and as more far you go and your eye goes like far from the middle, all these lines become more narrow. See this one? So the next one, it should be actually half of this one, but okay, I'll make them a little bit bigger because I like them bigger, but they actually become smaller and smaller, twice smaller than the previous one. And then all these lines, they meet in some central point where all these lines go now. As you see, this is called perspective. And the lavender bushes, they grow like this, more or less. So there is some dark spot in the middle of them. And so this is how the lavender bushes grow. So now as we finished with sketching, we finally can start painting. And I'll start to paint the Mount Hood as the first thing. I take blue, brown and white to make a grayish color for the darkest part of the mount hood. We make the darkest part in the shadow, which is our left side. So let's put some gray on this side. We first apply the colors with brush, and in the end we will add some strokes with a palette knife in order to create some texture and brighter colors. So this is our mountain. I'll add some lighter colors and some purple as well in order to make it more colorful. And now I will mix up some purple with blue and brown and white, so it becomes a little bit more colorful and more rich in color, especially here. Here is, anyway, there is a shade here. Even if it's a light part, still you have a shade, you know, and the shade is always gold, which is kind of bluish, or also purple shades. It shouldn't be all the same color. Sometimes you add some white and it becomes lighter, and some spots are darker, so it's like the mountain is. And then I will also add a little bit of light blue to make this lighter spots. It could be a shadow, or it could be also a snow in the shadow. So it's time to paint our sky. So I will wash my paint brush, and then I will take the light blue, we'll mix it with white, and we'll start to paint. I normally use very hard brush, like bristle brush, so it becomes more textured and more artistic. So I will put some light blue color this way, like in different directions, so it looks more artistic and more fun. I like it much more like this, so left and right like this, and you see all the textures of the thick paint applied by this bristle brush. I'll now add a little bit of blue, like ultramarine blue, which makes this this sky a little bit darker, because if you watch the sky, it's normally lighter in the beginning, like down near the horizon, and it becomes darker as you see above. So I'll add a little bit of the strokes with this ultramarine paint mixed with light blue and white. Now I will wash my brush, and what I want to do is now to add a little bit of yellow, because it will be like a gradient from light yellow to the blue. So first of all, I will add some yellow with white closer to the mount hood. I'll put some more white so it becomes lighter, and it will be mixed, a little bit mixed with blue closer to the top. So we will make a soft gradient. First of all, I add some more yellow with white, and it should be even lighter on the horizon, and then little by little it will be mixed a little bit with light blue. So light blue with yellow and white, and I put it in the middle between yellow and light blue. And then I will make a soft transition between two of them, like this. I'll add more yellow, more blue and white, and we'll add more strokes to make a good transition. As you see, I add a little bit of light blue strokes on the yellow surface, so it mixes up softly, and we will have later this kind of gradient from yellow to like greenish white, blue and yellow, and to the blue. Now I washed my paintbrush again, and I will add more yellow, but this time yellow is almost white. So I added a lot of white and just a little bit of yellow pigment, because it's not white anyway. Also in nature it's more yellowish. And now I'll make this line yellow, and now I will make a little bit of again of this gradient, so it's softer, like a softer gradient and a softer transition. And then you see the our sky is almost ready. I'll just add a little bit more white here, so it's very, very, very light. And I'll take some pink with purple and some blue to add on the top, because I would like to make it more colorful. And I'll put some pink, very light pink strokes where our ultramarine was applied, so it mixes up with ultramarine very nice. I like to add a little bit of pinkish and red, maybe a little bit of white, and just do it like, maybe some kind of clouds or something like that. And this became too pink, so I will add a little bit of blue again, and we'll mix it up again softly, so it becomes more like natural. And okay, a little bit of white more, and just a little bit of blue on this yellow one. I think this is kind of a nice effect that I like very much. Then I will again brush with my paintbrush so it becomes softer. And here we are. The sky is ready, and now I will start to work on my mount hood again. I will add some snow, like light blue strokes here and there. And this is a shadow, so it should be like cold and blue, darker. I will add some of these strokes also here, because there is a little bit of shadow, as we remember. And I will add some purple to the blue to make the shadow more colorful and rich in colors. So let's add a little bit of pink and purple, and this is gonna be also some shadow, colorful shadow. And let's put it here as well. Let's make it richer, so it's more picture square and more artistic. I'll add it here and there, the purple one. It's also very nice to have this purple in the mountain, because it recalls the lavender fields. Okay, let's put some blue again. As you see, sometimes I clean my brush in order to take another kind of colors and shades. Okay, so I'll add some more purple, like this. Especially it should be darker, in the mountain. The secret of painting the mountain is that you have to make a contrast between the dark and the light, and the darkest border should meet the lightest border of the mountains. So the contrast between warm and cold makes the volume. So I cleaned a little bit of space on my palette, and I will start to apply the warm colors, which is the lightest part. So I'll take some red and white and pink and some orange. So this color is too raw and too bright. It cannot be like this. So I have to neutralize it. How do I neutralize it? I take this color wheel. You see the red and the opposite is green. So what I have to do in order to neutralize this red, I have to add a little bit of green. And you can see it becomes less bright, like this. And now I can apply it on my light side of the mountain. Let's add a little bit of white because it's too bright, and I will add a little bit of yellow as well. And now I like it more. And so, as I said, the lightest part, the light, should have a border with the darkest part of the shadow. That's how we create the mountains. And you can see already that I just added a little bit of warm color, and it already looks like a mountain. Now I will add a little bit of light also in the shadow, because you sometimes have these rocks everywhere, that can be some light. There will be some light, there will be some shadow here and there. So here I will add the lightest part again. Maybe a little bit with the yellow, so it's not the same color everywhere. We have to add a little bit of different hues so it becomes richer and colorful. Now I will add more orange and white, and we'll create again this maybe yellow, warmer yellow with white also, and I will create this contrast between warm and cold, the light and the shadow. Now we go up here as well. This is where the light penetrates. Some pink here and there, just to make it richer in colors again. Okay, I'll wash my brush now, and I'll take some blue, dark blue and brown to make a gray color, the darker color. I need to find the right color. Little bit of light blue as well, and no more blue. And this is gonna be our forest at the base of the Mount Hood. It should be blue because, as you see far away, the forest is not green. It's kind of bluish, because that's how our atmosphere is. Our atmosphere is blue. So when you watch far, you can see the objects, and everything becomes more blue. This is gonna be our little house, the farmhouse in the middle. And let's take again some blue, and let's finish this forest. I'll even create an effect of some trees that are growing there, like the tops of the trees, like this. And now I'm gonna paint the farmhouse in the middle. I take some orange and I'll start to, maybe it's too yellow. Let's add a little bit of dirty color, like let's put some purple, which is the opposite of the orange, to neutralize this orange so it becomes like less bright, less raw. And some white. Let's see if this is okay now. Yeah, it should be okay. So this is a part, like the part that is lightened up by the sun, and it's more orange, more like bright. Let's put some more orange. It's too neutral now, too brownish. Let's make it lighter. We will anyway cover it later with the palette knife, but at least we will make a little sketch of the house. I will now create the another part of the house, which is in the shadow. So I took blue and brown and red, and I'll add this darker wall on this side and the roof, because under the roof there is always a shadow. So we need, and also there is some kind of wooden thing, I don't know, how do you call this? Anyway, this is a roof. More brown. When you mix up red and blue, you get a very nice brown color. It's rich. It is richer than the ready one. I like it more, and it has a little bit of lines. You know, it's not perfect, so it has its own shades of red and blue. This is gonna be a little window in the middle, and I'll add the door of the house here. It's a little bit difficult to make such little details, but try your best. It shouldn't be super precise, just a hint on the silhouette, you know, like just a hint. We will correct them later anyway. Okay, now I will add a little bit of yellow again in just to correct this imprecise window, and some more yellow so it's more lightened up, otherwise it's too dark. And now a little bit more light. Yeah, I like it more. It's more sunny. Now let's make a roof. I'll take some purple and pinkish, some white and blue, and I will draw the roof. Some darker color like this blue with brown also is good. Okay, should be, the perspective is more or less this way. Maybe some lighter color as well, because it's too dark. This roof is also seen on the right side, and let's correct it a little bit, make a better shape. I think it looks good. Now let's just make some dark background just to correct the shape of the house. Some more. And this is a forest on the background. And now we will add some more dark color here. So the house looks pretty good. Now, at this point my video stopped, so I just added some white with light yellow in between, so you can do it. And I add some green. Green is too bright, so what I do, I find the opposite color, which is red, and neutralize this green, so it becomes more neutral. Too neutral. Now I'll add some more green, and I will add this green on the yellow, so it looks more natural, like there is a field with yellow flowers and some greenish things and grass, you know. So it looks like this. I will add a lot of dark green now, which to make a green darker, I add always some purple in the green. So it becomes very, very dark. Purple and green to add some dark green line between the forest and the yellow field. Sometimes I also mix up green with blue, because when you see far, sometimes green is colder and some spots are colder, and it makes it only richer and more natural. So yeah, here I will add also some trees and some bushes. More green here. And now I will make some trees. So I take again green with purple to make it dark. And yeah, I had it there already. And I will start to paint some trees near the house. The trees that are closer than that blue forest, which is far away. So there will be a big tree, let's say somewhere here. More color, more purple with green. And there will be another tree here. This will be a bigger one. This will be a big one. Closer to the house. And I add some dark strokes. Green with purple strokes in various directions, like from this side to that side and to this side to that side. Just do like I do that. So this is gonna be a tree. Always remember to put some strokes that are not attached to the tree, because when you see the trees far, far away, you don't always see all the branches. Some of them, they are not seen. So just like this, there is another tree here. I'll make like another, maybe pine tree here in the middle of these two. The pine trees, they grow like zigzag. So there is kind of pattern like this. Don't make it like a child with these branches down. Actually, the upper branches look on top, they look up, not down. And there will be another little tree here. More dark color, more dark green. Another tree here. Some chaotic kind of application of the colors, just like the trees are. And more trees here as well. Again, only dark, because in oil paintings we always start with the darkest parts, the darkest colors, and then we go lighter and lighter. Unlike we do with watercolors. Watercolors, you start with light and then you make it darker and darker. Well, the oil painting is completely different. So you start with dark colors and then you add some lights. And in the end, you just add the highlights. So now I will add the light part of the trees. I'll take some medium yellow and the green, more yellow. So it becomes like a warmer green. Not enough yellow. Yeah, and I will add a little bit of yellow strokes just on the side of the color. I add also orange, so it becomes richer. It's not just yellow. So where the sun shines from this right side, so the trees have more yellow side. The right side of the trees is more yellow because of the sun, which comes from the right side, as we can see from our house and from the mount. And so there are some bushes also that have some yellow, and the little tree as well. I'll add a little bit of light yellow with the green just to see if it looks better. Yeah, I like it. And I will add it also on the other tree. Just don't exaggerate, just put them here and there. Don't cover it all with yellow, just the right side and just here and there, not everywhere. Like this. See how it changed? Now I already added too much. Now I will add some darker point as well. Again, some green, dark green in the middle. And this is how the volume is made in the tree again. I will add some more tree here, because I like it when it's green. It's more green, especially near the house. We always have some trees nearby. So this is a dark green again, and some yellow. Yellow with the green. Okay, like this. And a very light yellow as well, where the sun shines. How beautiful is this? I already love this painting. I made so many of these lavender field paintings that I am so in love with them. So that was the first idea of the painting tutorials for you guys, because it's my favorite topic. And I think it's the easiest one. Well, at least for me. I hope it is easy for you too. I add just a little bit of yellow also on that trees, and then I will add some more greenish yellow on the field. Now I'll take some blue with light blue and brown, which was already there. I will make my roof a little bit darker. More blue, dark blue on the windows, and some green. Again, some green in the beginning of this yellow field. And also some light yellow again, because I think I covered it too much. And I love the effect of the light yellow. It's very bright and nice. So now we will start finally to make our lavender fields. First of all, I make the aisles. So I take orange with purple to make it darker, and I'll add it a little bit between these rows, between the closest rows of the lavender fields. They will just shine through a little bit, but not too much. I will also add a little bit of lighter orange later and some yellow maybe. So this row you can see this sail as well. So it's large in the beginning and then it becomes thinner and then it just disappears as it goes further. I will add a little bit of yellow as well to make some more nice richer colors here, and another ale. They most probably will be covered with the lavender fields, but well, for the moment I'll paint them. Now we will start with dark colors, blue and purple. This is how I paint my lavender. In the beginning I add some very dark lines. It's where the shadow is on the bushes, so I will add it here. Okay, so I have to do it with each row at the base of the row in the shadow part. It's so dark and it's purple with blue. So now as I added all the dark sides, I will start to add a warmer one. A less dark, but still like it's more pinkish. So I mix pink with some white and red, and I'll add a little bit of this color in the middle of the lavender row, and I will add a little bit more purple on the side. I'll also add a little bit of dark color in the middle of the bushes, here and there, but not everywhere, just to make it richer. Richer in colors, I mean, which is more artistic again, and I like it better when there are some mixtures of different colors, dark and light, cold and warm, here and there. There should be some logic anyway, yes, because between these lavender bushes there is a little bit of dark and green, so yeah, I will add them a little bit. Then we will cover it anyway with a lot of textures and you almost won't see them, but for the moment at least some idea. So yeah, now I will add more of this dark color in order to create the lavender effect, but as more far you watch, as less you see the details. So in the end, I won't make details at all. Like those rows that are very far, you don't see anymore anything. You just see the hues, and that's it. So I will enlarge a little bit these dark lines. And now I will start to work with this red and pink and also some blue inside and some white color. So we receive these kind of, let me show you, hope you see it better. Wait, here it is. So this kind of color, and I will add it on the left side of each row. So there will be kind of a gritty. I'm sorry for the quality. I didn't notice that it didn't focus very well. But as you can see, I add this light purple on each left side of each row, because it's like a transition between a warm and light and the dark side of each row. Okay, so I will add this purple everywhere. Like, I take some purple, some blue, some brown, and this is very dark one, and I'll make a better border here. I think I made a mistake there and I didn't make a nice border, so now I will do that. Okay, more light purple, so it's pink and some blue and some purple together, with this addition of some white, so it's clear. And I'll place it like on the side of each row. So it's still cold, you see, it's still dark one, but it's already filling up the row. Afterwards, I will add some warmer colors in the middle. So warmer colors are warmer because the sun is shining on them, and they are not in the shadow, but they are actually in the middle of the row. But for the moment, I'm filling up all these rows with this kind of light purple side, see, and it goes approximately almost to the middle of the row, you know. Okay, let's add some more of this, and yeah, you can see it goes almost to the center of the row, and it will mix up later with the warmer one. So I'll do this to each row. All right, and now it's time to add some warmer color. So I take some pink and white, and mix them up very well so it becomes pink. It looks a little bit too cold for me, so I think we should add a little bit of red inside of this. Anyway, I will put it, because I already had some red in the middle, so I just put some pink inside. But now I'll add a little bit of red. It's cadmium red, so in the middle it becomes warmer. And then I will fill up all the rows in the center of each row with this color, which is pink, white, and red. So let's go side by side. Now this one, row by row, and that's how the volume is actually created. You see, between the dark and light one, like you add the light and in the dark, and you see it already looks like it's like volume. You see the volume of each lavender row. So I will add it as well here and in the middle here. And it's so nice to see how fast this our painting is created and how beautiful it already looks. Like later we also will add some textures with a palette knife, but actually it already looks nice. So the last touch that I do here is I take a lot of white and a little bit of pink, and this is where really the light goes. So this is the last side of the rose, of the lavender rose, and you can see that this creates a really nice volume effect. And this is where the sun is shining the most. And now you can see this rose really coming out very, very well. So let's add a little bit more white because it mixes up with the middle one and it becomes too dark. But yeah, and now we have to make it gradual. So to make this kind of transition, you have to add something in the middle, some light one, but not too light, and mix it up a little bit with the central one, but not with the blue one, which is on the left side, but just with one, the tone that is in the middle, which is red, pink, and white. So now we will add a little bit of more light. These are highlights. These lavender rose are actually illuminated by sun. So this is like what it looks like. Okay, this row is fine. We add a little bit more here. First I do like little dots. I just touch it with my small paintbrush just to fill up the spaces. Then there, where you see far away, you don't see very much, so it's just very approximate. You don't worry about the details here. The most important thing is in the center, and that's where you actually pay more attention to the details. But where as far you go, is less it should be important, because even when you are in life, when you see these fields in person, if you blur a little bit, if you like squeeze your eyes, you don't see very much far away. You see just a little bit of like blurred purple color. Now I will add a little bit of red here, because in the middle, because it lost this volume effect, so I added a little bit of red in the middle here and there. Okay, so I will now add a little bit again red to add a little bit in the center, because otherwise it looks like it doesn't have a volume anymore. And so yeah, I do some kind of little brush strokes with this pinkish red here and there in the middle, just to add a little bit of more color and more, volume. So I go ahead with this, and I make a little transition between this light pink and red pink. And I lost a little bit of this cold tone here, so I will add a little bit more. I'm sorry, I'm not a professional artist, so I'm just sharing my knowledge, and of course I'm not perfect and I'm not a teacher. This is my first experience, so I hope you don't judge me too much, and I hope you like it. And I really, really hope that if you try to paint this one, you will succeed. It doesn't look very easy to me. I know it would be very difficult if I did it first time, but I tried it so many times I tried to paint this painting, that in the end I learned, and it's still not very precise, it's approximate, but In the end, it's impressionism, and impressionism is just an impression, and that's what we are actually created: lights and shadows, colds and warms. They create an impression of something, and that's how we make this little painting, impressionist painting. So now I will add maybe just a little bit of these kind of bushes, like, the flowers. I'll add a little bit of texture of these flowers, that they are growing out like this. I'll just show you, this is one of the ways I do that, but actually I will cover it later with a palette knife. I just wanted to show you how you can do it. Just take the same colors that I told you in the beginning. So red in the middle, light pink on the right side, and dark purple on the left side, and then you just create this kind of impression of these flowers with a little brush, like this, like bushes. I think it's also a nice effect, and it looks very, very cool. But yeah, I will cover it later with my palette knife. So I also will add a little bit of this cold blue on the shadow, because it becomes like richer in color, which I love very much. So actually you can leave this painting like this, just add a little bit of details there, like more lights. But I think I will now show you how I do it with a palette knife. So I take pink again with red and white. And I add a little bit of the texture, very, very, very tender. Little by little, I add a little bit of this red in the middle of each row. But not like, you see how I do it? It's just like the bushes grow actually. Then, like this. You can leave it made with a paintbrush like we did it before. Otherwise, you can add a little bit of textures with this palette knife like this, and it also will look nice, to my opinion. But maybe I also, okay, I'll show you this way, and you can leave it like that when you finished also. But I will probably use my round palette knife, which you don't need to do, but it's just an idea. And I will show you how you can also make it even more impressionist afterwards. So, okay, for the moment, I'm just adding these textures with a palette knife. But as more far I go, as less it's detailed, I just add a little bit of these colors in lines, all the strokes like this. And that's it, because they are far, so you don't see them very much. And so, yeah, I correct a little bit of this texture. Now I do a little bit of white with pink. And I will add it on the right side, as we told before, because they are highlighted, they are illuminated by the sun. And you can see how pretty it becomes. I love this. I love lavender. I've never been in person to the big lavender fields, especially in Oregon. And I would love to do it once in a lifetime, go there and see them, because I painted them so much that I really am in love with this place. I especially like that Mount Hood in the background. It looks so romantic. Anyway, here I don't even do this texture, I just add these white lines. White lines on the right side. And it already looks like it's a voluminous lavender fields, the bushes. And then I'll just add very approximately the light lines. So this is like it grows like this. And, well, maybe I'll add a little bit more red. Pink and red and white. Mix it up very well and add it here and there like this again, so it becomes brighter. I like it brighter, but you can leave it just like already like we did it before. This is just me making it more pretty, to my opinion. I don't know if it will be more pretty. I'm just trying to do it more rich in bright colors, warmer colors, because otherwise it will be too cold. And I like warm colors. They give you joy. So we can also change the texture, and it's not like mandatory to do like all the texture like I did before. You can even make it so imprecise, so approximate, and it will be only beautiful, because palette knife gives you the possibility to make very abstract painting. So if you put a little bit differently, and not like it is actually growing, like all these flowers are growing, you just again, you create an impression with colors. Okay, let's emphasize now the darker colors, I think, because I covered it too much, and it's nice to have some pink, but I think we will need to add a little bit, yeah, like darker purple strokes. And maybe I was working too much on these. They were already beautiful before. Okay, I will now add a little bit of purple again, just to make them like more roundish. And I also add a little bit of these dark lines between the bushes. So, like at least in the middle rows, which you can see closer. So they look a little bit more detailed like this. Okay, I will correct here and there the moments that I don't like very much, but actually, to be honest, it already looks fine. It's just me that I never stop. I always correct and correct and correct. Okay, let's put a little bit of purple here too. Otherwise we will lose the volume. A little bit here. Yeah, like this. A little bit on each side of, left side of each row. And far, far away. Also here. Actually, this is how you can finish your work here. When you're done, and if you like it like this, actually the work is ready. But I want to add also, to go on, if you want to go on with me, we will add some more textures. We will add textures also on the mount hood and a little bit on the house, so it becomes even more impasto oil painting. You know what impasto oil painting? It means that you use, this is a technique where you put a lot of textures with your palette knife or maybe a thick brush, and you add it on the canvas, and it like stands out and creates this 3D effect. I actually made a mistake, and I put too much colors there on these last rows, and I've ruined actually my picture. It was already good, but sometimes what the artists do, they ruin the things that, if you like they ruin the things that are already beautiful. Like that's what I do often. So if you like it like this, if you see that it looks good, just stop and don't do it. Don't correct the things that you like, because it's very easy to ruin your work. So that's what I did here now. So I need to correct that. Please don't repeat this with me. So I'll try to make it better now, but it already did look nice. I don't know what I did. I just, by accident, I go on and on adding some paint, and in the end I ruin everything. So now I'll take some white with yellow. Let's mix it better. It's too bright, I think, but let's see. And I will add some highlights in this field. That could be like yellow flowers in the grass. You know, it's summer. Then I will add a little bit of orange with purple. No, it's more orange than purple. So, okay. I'll add a little bit of orange on this house. I don't like this house anymore. See me, I always don't like anything. I first like and then I don't like. So I will cover this house now with a palette knife to make a good texture. See, I like it much better now because it's more like with palette knife, you really can make much brighter colors, and it looks so nice. And I just love palette knife and the effects it makes. Yeah, it's not precise. Yes, it's very difficult to work with, but it really looks so good and textured, and it looks like artistic. I'm sorry, I have to cover this piece because I put too much paint and the house lost its shape. So I'm now trying to mix up the dark colors that was there and cover. And now I will do the darkest part, which is blue with, I think blue with red, I did. And I make the shadows under the roof. Yeah, like this. Because under the roof there is always a shadow, which nobody takes care of often, but actually it's very important. And now I will add a little bit of light purple, so it's purple with white, little bit of pinkish on the roof. Okay, it's very difficult to do with palette knife, such a small painting, so I have to correct because I think I damaged a little bit my house. But the good thing of the palette knife is that you can make very precise lines. And then also this dark side of the house, which is in the shadow, I always use the same blue with brown and I think blue, brown, and a little bit of red. So yeah, I added more purple on the roof. Again, this dark one. And I'll try to make a door and the windows with my palette knife. So I just take some color on the edge of my palette knife and I just add it there like this. And I'll try to make a nice shape, but then I can correct it with my palette knife. But that's not something you should do. You can also skip this part and you just can put this little windows with a little brush, for example, and it will be more precise and pretty. It's just me who likes to complicate my life. So now I will add a little bit of red and pink on the door so it becomes more colorful. And now I will correct the shape of the windows by covering the imprecise sides with orange of the house. So I just like take the same color of the house itself and cover the bad parts of the windows. And I think it looks already very nice. As always, I covered too much. Okay, it's not a big problem. I will add a little bit more color there. Yeah, it's a little bit complicated doing this, but in the end, it looks very cute when you finished. So I will add a little bit of yellows and orange with purple on the trees, just to add this texture and to make this effect of the palette knives also on the trees. So it's all made in the same style in pastel painting. So now I took some pink and orange and white, and I will add some textures, the lightest parts of the mount hood with a little palette knife, like the little strokes with my small palette knife here and there, just to make it more bright and more textured. So I will add it in the same place, same color that you already mixed and you did it by with brushes. Now you can do it with palette knife. You can cover the same places with palette knife. Now I took a little bit of yellow with white, so it's lighter, and I will add it in the lightest points of the mountain, so it looks like it's really like illuminated by sun. And now I take purple and light blue and white, and I will mix it up a little bit with my dirty blue and brown, which was already there, and I will put these strokes somewhere in the base of the mountain. It's where already this kind of color was already there, applied by brushes, but I now want to do the same thing with my palette knife, so it creates a very, very nice texture. And now I will take a little bit of light blue and very light blue and shade, so it's like a little bit of snow there, or is snow in a shadow, something like that. and I will add them a little bit. And now I'll take a little bit of blue ultramarine and make it darker. I need some darker color, like purple and blue. A little bit of this light one that I already had. Yeah, this purple looks good. It makes it richer again. And yeah, I'm trying to put it on the edge of the side, of the left side where is the shadow. And you need, as I told you I think before, the border between shadow and light should be the darkest in the shadow and the lightest in the light. That's how you create the mountain effect. So now I will add a little bit of strokes, like some purple strokes and some pink strokes, but they should be all cold in the shadow. So pink, it's also cold if you don't add red. But now I will take the warmer one, because this is where the sun actually touches the mountain and it's too bright. So I will add a little bit of green, which is the opposite color of the pink, and it neutralizes the pink and orange and white. Okay, and I will add a little bit of warm colors. It's like a game between warm and cold, and maybe the sun is like a reflex. So this is how I make my mountains. Maybe next time I will make a little video about the mountain landscape, and then you can create it. You see? Now I will add more warm and some cold strokes here and there on the warm side, because there are some rocks that can still be in the shadow because they come out of the mountain. Anyway, I added a little bit dark on the left side. I added more lights, and this is how it goes. I hope you like it. Now I will take my round, which is you don't need to do, is just an additional little bonus. How I'll show you how I can make it also. I took my round palette knife, so pink, red, and white, and I will create different textures. That's because I just want to show the different techniques to you. You could stop already before, but it's just to show you how I sometimes use this round palette knife to create these bushes more like little cakes, like cupcakes, and it also looks nice to my mind. And then as always, I take a little bit of pink with white and I add it here and like this. Yeah, so I create kind of a roundish effect. And also I will add a little bit of green, because when the lavender fields, when you see the flowers, they also have the greens inside. So let's add a little bit of greens in between, like this, and in the beginning of each bush, just a little bit of greens, so they add a little bit of life to the painting, and it becomes a little bit more realistic, because you always see some greens between the lavender rows and bushes. So now I take more green and add also on the left side of the rows and in the middle of the bushes. That's the final touch of the painting. I think it's ready. And it looks cute. Cute little painting. And the landscapes are such a pleasure to make. They always look so nice. I add a little bit of green grass also that covers our ales to make it look more natural. And now I will add a little bit of bright wild flowers. Like I will add some orange and red, and just like a little bit of like small strokes made with a palette knife. More yellow, like more orange, more red. They should be different, you know, because it depends how light it actually illuminates them. So let's put also some yellow flowers, warm yellow with orange. I don't know, mix a little bit like the colors that you like more, and add them also at some random places in the foreground, because you don't see them far away. So it's just some of the flowers that you can see with your eye when you are standing in front of the lavender fields. Maybe too much yellow. Orange. Let's put some orange. So here it is.
I hope to see your works based on my video. Please send them to me. I will be happy to comment them. Thank you.